Now, Tyler, you posted a photo
Yes.
of a car parked in front of your studio here in Atlanta. Can you explain the story behind this car?
I bought this car. It's a 1992 Geo Metro, and because this is the car that was repossessed when I was homeless in the early 90s. And I found one and I bought it, and I parked my pain of my past in front of my dream, which was the studio. So I want to encourage anybody to go out and find whatever you lost, whatever really hurt you in the past, put it in front of something great in your life and let it inspire you. And I think it inspired a lot of people to see that. Yeah. There's a joke coming. There's a joke coming. Yes, I actually slept in that car. Not that one, but I slept in one just like it.
Quite annoying for the people who can't park there. I imagine there's employees at your building who have to park further away than a car. I almost guarantee you there's a guy who works in this office here who would happily park his car here, knock on your door every day and go, hey, Tyler, by the way, you used to be poor. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Exactly right. It was only 5 minutes. It was only parked there 5 minutes.
How did you sleep in this car?
I was literally half the man I am now. I think I was probably 80 or 90 pounds lighter than I am. And I couldn't wait for the summer because it was convertible, because I'm so tall, I could always drive like this. But in the summer, the top would go down, and I could sit up like this. It's really cool.
Now, Amy, you lived in Atlanta years ago. You worked in the Gap.
I did. I worked at the Lenox Mall.
At the Lenox Mall, really?
I did. I lived in Virginia Highlands with my mom right after I graduated high school. And I trained with a dance company there. And I worked at the Lenox Mall.
Is that right?
Yeah.
At the Gap?
At the Gap.
Were you a good salesperson
I
at the Gap?
was super.
Really?
Yeah, I was like...
Wow.
I was probably really annoying. Yeah, they always put me as the greeter because I've always been sort of I guess you call it a Jobsworth. Right? That's what I learned that from Emily Blunt.
Yes.
She would call me that.
A Jobsworth, which is someone who just will not bend the rules or anything, who is so dedicated to doing their job. My job is to walk in a straight line to that bar, I'm going to walk over your face because that's the job I'm doing, sir.
Yeah.
And you either move, sir, or that's what I'm doing. And that's what you were like on the door of the Gap.
Absolutely. So they put me as the greeter, and I just did everything I was supposed to do, even if I didn't want to. So, which is you have to do, there's something called the Gap Act, where you have to greet, and then you have to, oh gosh, I've forgotten it. You have to approach, product information, add-on, close, thank.
Wow.
See? I'm a Jobsworth.
That's amazing.
Let me tell you something.
Thank you.
Listen, I worked at Popeyes. I was the opposite. If you came to the window after it's time for me to get on, I'm like, I don't know what the hell you're doing, but you ain't getting no food out of here. Get the hell out of here. I wasn't a Jobsworth.
Oh, I would have been like, oh, forgive Tyler, he's having a bad day. What would you like to do?
That's exactly right.
He's fine. He'll get over it.
Exactly right.
But
exactly right.
Whitney Houston come into the Gap when you were there.
And I was like, got a Gap actor, you know?
Absolutely.
Hello. Welcome to the Gap.
What
Is there
happened?
anything I can help you with? Let me tell you about our T-shirts that are on sale.
She went like that.
Oh, no. She went back into the dressing room and requested anybody else.
Is that right? Is that right?
True. It's
Really?
true.
So anybody but that girl?
Exactly right.
Yes.
Wow.
Which made me laugh, because I agreed that I was annoying, but I couldn't stop doing my job.
Didn't you worked in a building? There's a story I know about you where you worked in a building and you met Oprah. And you were working in the building?
Yeah, I worked at the Windsor Court Hotel. I worked in housekeeping, and I was vacuuming the floor. I heard she was coming, so I vacuumed the floor for about 45 minutes waiting for her to come. She finally comes. I'm like, oh, my God, it's Oprah. And I wanted to say something to her, but I couldn't. I just stood to the side. 3 days later, she's checking out, and I stood vacuuming that. I got in early, and I vacuumed the hell out of the rug. I think I took all the fibers out of it, waiting for her to come out. She finally comes out. I was like, can I have your autograph? She's like, oh, okay, sure. So she gave me the autograph. It was something I'll never, ever forget. And to be friends with her some 20 years later, it's really, really amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would vacuum a rug now to get to talk to Oprah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'd go right outside her hotel room right now if it meant I could talk to her. Yeah, I'd be out there. She's like, why is Amy Adams vacuuming outside?
I think you can call her, Amy. I think
Did you meet any celebrities before you became an actress?
Yeah, I did. I met, Whitney Houston. That didn't go well. But then I was working at Hooters and in Denver.
Wait a minute. You worked at Hooters. Were you that same person who was like, it's got to be this way, it's got to be that way?
Pretty much.
Pretty much? Okay, got it.
We're supposed to be wearing 2 spongy socks, not just one. And, I'm pretty sure your shirt's not supposed to be cut that low in the front. You can cut it up in the back. No. I'm a lot of fun.
That's really
No, but in all seriousness, I saw Bono walk through, not Hooters, walk through the hotel that we were attached to.
Right.
And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure that's Bono from you too. And so all of the girls rushed him. And I felt really bad for telling, and I think he could tell I felt bad. So when I rushed him,
Yeah.
he actually gave me a kiss on the cheek, and I was like, I'm never gonna wash my cheek again. Yeah, he was very sweet. To be fair, I didn't try to, I'm sure he would have ran if I was like, oh, hey, how you doing? You wanna tell you about our sale t-shirts and our new fall colors?
How about these chicken wings?
Yeah, I'm sure.
How about these chicken wings?
Is there anyone you would get starstruck by meeting today?
You know, it just happened at the Golden Globe. Carol Burnett.
Oh,
Carol Burnett.
yes.
I was like, oh, God, that's Carol Burnett. That's Carol Burnett. Yeah. That was really amazing for me. And then Dick Van Dyke was there. I was walking by. I was like, don't stalk him, Tyler. Don't stalk him. But I wanted to meet him too.
Shall I tell you a story about Carol Burnett?
Yes.
Carol Burnett, I was in a
You
restaurant.
worked at the Gap, and she told you to get. Okay.
This is the story about Carol Burnett, which tells you how incredible she is. I'm in a restaurant. Carol Burnett's on the next table. I was with my son. We were having like a little date night out eating pizza, and she'd been on the show, and she said hi, and I introduced her to my son, and I was explaining to my son what an incredible career and life Carol Burnett had, and I told Carol Burnett, I said that Max was just doing his school play at the moment and that he was performing and he really enjoyed it. And she said, what's your address? And she sent Max all of her box sets saying,
serious?
good luck with your career. I think it's going to go great.
Aww.
That's Carol Burnett.
amazing.
She's the greatest.
That's amazing.
So I understand your starstruckness.
Yeah.
Stick around. More with these two when we come back.